Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. This will be the final edition of NoDQ&A video until Extreme Rules, which is this Sunday, live on the WWE Network for only $9.99. And you can check it out for free if you are sampling the WWE Network for the very first time. Now, I would be surprised if anybody out there was actually subscribing for the very first time this month. That would shock me, but I guess WWE has people out there that are sampling it for the first time. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. Got your questions here from spring.me/AaronRift. Let's get started today with the first one from CPW 1978. Did WWE just bury Sandow on Raw? What can possibly be done for him next? Even Fandango has a renewed push of sorts. Well, that's the thing. Fandango got a new push. Certainly Damien Sandow can get a push as well. I was a little surprised that he lost on Raw, although the whole feud between the two of them has surprised me because with all the build-up that they had between those two, I figured that that was going to be a WrestleMania match and Sandow would have got a huge win at WrestleMania and would have been taken seriously again as a babyface and possibly a top babyface, but that was not to be. WWE just had the first match on Raw and then did a rematch where the Miz brand was on the line. Reminded me of WCW when Booker T and Big T fought over the letter T. That's what we've come down to with these two guys. They're feuding over the Miz brand like that is something significant. Although the Miz is a huge movie star. He was in the Marine 4, a great blockbuster film. But seriously, this was a huge letdown. I don't know what's going to happen with Damien Sandow. I suppose you can give his character a reboot. I don't know. If WWE had a better creative team, I'd say that he'll do just fine. But I have no confidence in the creative team, and I just think he's going to be a guy on the roster and nothing more, unfortunately. He was a guy that at one point was on the verge of greatness. He had won Money in the Bank, and he went nowhere. And the company didn't do anything with him. The guy is extremely talented, but the creative team has dropped the ball with him on multiple occasions, and I don't know if there's any recovery for him at this point, unfortunately. Next up, we have this question from Fight Fan. Hey Aaron, what are your thoughts on the Curb Stomp being banned? Is WWE being overly safe in regards to the recent concussion lawsuits? Freak accidents happen, but how likely would it be for the Curb Stomp to seriously injure someone? Well, the word is that it wasn't exactly 100% banned, but WWE wants to phase out the move and downplay it for the time being. I guess it is a response to all the controversy about concussions, and WWE just doesn't want any kind of negative publicity, and they don't want their top star doing a move like that some can view as dangerous. So it's just WWE's way of trying to keep the heat down. And I cannot imagine that we will never see that move again done by Seth Rollins. It was done at WrestleMania. What is WWE going to do? Edit out WrestleMania now and not show the Curb Stomp? I think he'll still do it, but clearly they're focusing on giving him a new finisher. He did a different move on Raw, which I wasn't a fan of personally. It looked like a variation of Dean Ambrose's Dirty Deeds, which I didn't like that finish either. So clearly they're trying to come up with something else for him. And maybe every now and then he'll bust it out, same way that every once in a while Randy Orton does the punt. I think that's the direction it's going to go in. To me, it sucks because I think Rollins is really safe with the move, and there hasn't been any reported incident where somebody got hurt from the move. I mean, Seth Rollins is a pro; he's tremendous, and he makes it look like it's something that's really devastating. But at the same time, he's extremely protective of the guy he's working with. So yeah, I can understand WWE from a company PR standpoint, but to me, it's lame. It sucks because the move is so awesome, and Seth Rollins does a tremendous job with it. And we had that awesome RKO finish at WrestleMania. And, so many cool moments, like with the cinder block. He's done a lot of things with the briefcase. The curb stomp has been an awesome finisher for him, and it's helped make him stand out. And the new finisher he has, he's not going to stand out with that move at all. All right, got this question here from Dave451985. Neville was not even on Raw this week. How hard is WWE dropping the ball with him? Well, I wouldn't say that him missing one Raw is WWE dropping the ball with him. The idea was to build up Extreme Rules. It was the go-home edition of Raw, and Neville was not scheduled for a match, so why have him on Raw? They wanted to have Kane on 4 or 5 times during the night. And same thing with Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. They wanted to focus on those guys since they are in the main event match at Extreme Rules. As far as overall what WWE's done with Neville, could they be doing better with him? Maybe, but at the same time, he's a rookie. Rookies are not going to win every single match. Maybe it would be better to put him in there with lower card guys, but then people would say that they're just giving him nobody opponents, and they're not having him pick up any significant wins or have him go in there with top-level stars. So it's really hard to say. So far, I think they're doing fine with him. I wouldn't say they're doing great. I wouldn't say they're doing bad. He's just a guy on the roster at this point, and time will tell if he ends up becoming anything special. But I think it's too early to make a clear-cut decision on how WWE's doing with him. All right, this one comes from Prasit Awo. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry for that. Hey, Aaron, first-time asker. Do you think Sami Zayn could be the WWE's ultimate babyface? He's had an accomplished career in the independents. His persona is squeaky clean like Rey Mysterio, and the crowd absolutely loves him. Love to hear your thoughts. Absolutely. Sami Zayn is one of the best in any promotion, anywhere in the world. I've been saying this for years, back when he was El Generico. Way back in PWG, I would always praise him. He is just one of the best when it comes to being a tremendous babyface in peril. He's always able to gain the crowd's sympathy, and you want to cheer for him. You want to see him make his comeback. I've compared him to Shawn Michaels. That's how good he is at it. He knows exactly what to do in there to get the crowd to cheer for him and get into his comeback. And guys like Ricky Steamboat, Shawn Michaels, Sami Zayn is right up there with those guys, and that's extremely high praise. And to me, if he makes it in WWE, it's because of his tremendous talent and skill. He clearly doesn't have the size, and years ago I figured that would be the main factor in him not getting into WWE. But he's in WWE. Not only is he in WWE, but he's doing well in the NXT brand, and he's building a fan base. And I think once he gets on the main roster, even if WWE books him terribly, I still see him getting over because he's just that damn good. So I think he's going to make it in WWE. And if they actually pushed him and let him go out there and do his thing and made him a star, and the company machine got behind him, he could be huge, no question. Little man could be huge. All right, next question here is from WCW Fan. Hey Aaron, don't you think in order for Reigns to get more over, he needs non-Shield gear, music, and entrance, along with less talking, obviously. Maybe his new song could have his tribal scream at the beginning. Thoughts? Well, the idea was that the Shield was really over. The music was over, the entrance was over, the gear was over, and they don't want to take a risk and change it up. They gave all that stuff to Roman Reigns because it was already over, and they were hoping that if he continued to have the stuff that the Shield had when they were over, he would stay over. Now, that turned out not to be the case, but that was WWE's idea behind it. I could see them maybe tweaking his music at some point, the same way they did with Batista. Batista had an instrumental theme song for a while, and then they gave it lyrics and re-recorded it. I could see them doing that. That might be a good idea, actually, just to give him something fresh. A new theme song with the same tune, but with lyrics, perhaps. As far as the gear goes, some people feel maybe he should just wrestle without any kind of gear, just in normal tights. I could see him changing it eventually, but once again, they don't want to take too many risks. If the Shield was over, the gear was over, they want to keep him associated with the cool aspect of the Shield when they were a faction. All right, last question here comes from Gotham Coach. Why was Bret Hart uncomfortable to join the class of 2006 at WrestleMania? Well, when Bret Hart went into the Hall of Fame, he still wasn't completely over Montreal. He still had hard feelings towards Shawn Michaels. He came out, did the speech at the Hall of Fame. You could tell he was even uncomfortable being around Hogan. And, there was speculation that he did not want Shawn Michaels in the same building with him when he did the Hall of Fame speech. And to him, he was there to do the Hall of Fame, and that was it. He didn't want to appear at WrestleMania, and I think he didn't want to appear at WrestleMania because it would make fans think that there's a possibility he was going to do a storyline or an angle with Vince or possibly interfere in the Vince versus Shawn Michaels match. So, I could totally understand him wanting to not be at WrestleMania and give fans that false impression because at the time, he still did not want to be involved in WWE storylines. So that's why he just stuck to being at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and that was the only appearance he made. So that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. NoDQ.com. Head over there to check out the latest news and rumors regarding Extreme Rules, and check out twitter.com/NoDQ.DOTCOM for my live play-by-play coverage, which I'm sure will be controversial. I'm like Jesse Ventura. I go out there and I tell it like it is. I call it as I see it. And some of the fangirls out there get pissed off if I criticize a Bella's match. If I criticize Fandango, I get some heat. But that's just the way it is. Some things I'm going to like, some things I'm not going to like. It's my job. Oh, and that's the other thing. People on Twitter, if they get mad at my comments, they'll say, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Well, guess what? This is my job. This is what I do for a living. So, I criticize these shows. I critique these shows. I praise these shows if they're good. I just call it as I see it. And not everything I'm going to like. But some things I will like, and I will be fair and honest with my opinions. So check it out. Twitter.com/NoDQ.DOTCOM, and the feed will be on NoDQ.com as well, in addition to the regular live play-by-play results, which don't have any commentary. So if you like just the straight-up review of the show, just go to NoDQ.com and you can get the results. With that being said, I will see you guys next time for another edition of NoDQ&A video.